Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Leo's Harmony, and today we're taking a look at how your relationships are evolving. So please go ahead and pick your pile and we can go ahead and get started with your reading. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you got card number 38 and it says create space. So maybe there's a need for you to create some type of space in your relationships and that's how they're going to evolve. Maybe you are already creating space and that's why your relationships are evolving. But let me pull a few cards from an oracle deck to get more information. Seems like this card wants to come out. It says deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing, and then depths. Let's see if we can get maybe one more. So you got the card that says clear waters, it says clear vision, confirmation, right timing, and opportunity. So maybe there's something that you're contemplating and you're kind of waiting for confirmation. If that's the case, and this is your confirmation. For those of you that are not, I think it's kind of telling you that you need to kind of create space to let yourself evolve so your relationships can evolve. So please go ahead and try that and kind of learn what you need to in that sense, and then kind of get started with your, like, what you kind of want from a relationship. Let me do a second oracle deck. So let me go ahead and do that. You got the card respect. And let me try to do one more. You got the card regret. So it seems like maybe you're regretting something, or maybe you're doing this to prevent regret from happening. It's all about like finding respect for yourself and others, as this card mentions here, like respect. But the clear vision and confirmation, there's something that you're contemplating that you should find this as a confirmation for. But there's something about a need for you to create space here. So maybe if you are starting a relationship, I guess do it, but make sure to not be so clingy. If you're single and you're wanting to kind of learn about yourself a little bit more, there is a need for you to create space and kind of do that. And if you are just here to, like, talk about your family member, maybe there's a need for you to create space with them as well, because maybe this is what's creating conflict for you guys, if there is conflict. If not, then either way, create space, because you kind of need it. And you don't want to do something that you regret. You want to treat people with respect. So again, space is important for you right now. Let me pull out the tarot cards and I'll be right back. Okay, pile 1, so you got the Hanged Man, you got the 3 of Wands, you got the 4 of Cups, you got the 7 of Cups, and then you got the 7 of Pentacles. So what this is telling me is that you're kind of meant to take a pause here. You're meant to kind of reflect on your journey as a person, and then kind of be more in tune with your own thoughts and emotions and your mental state. So your guides are kind of creating space for you. I don't think this is something you no longer have to do. And this space that you have at the moment is necessary for you. because you kind of have to surrender to it, and you have to experience it. Like it says here, you got to go through the depths, and like it's kind of going more into yourself. So like this person here is kind of diving in, right? And they're kind of like falling into like this cosmic energy, even though they're underwater. And I think that's more symbolic of, you know, falling into yourself and learning about yourself before kind of venturing out into the world. And with clear waters, you're kind of clearing out the muckiness from here. You're kind of meditating. You're kind of cleansing and charging and protecting, right? So you're learning how to be a better version of yourself. And this is how your relationships are evolving around you with the more that you do this. And you'll find a new found respect for yourself and for other people, and then you'll kind of stop doing what you regret. Because I think if you don't do this, you'll regret a lot of stuff that you're going to do in the future. So you might be bored right now with this, you know, energy, this pause in your journey, but it's kind of like with the Three of Wands here, it's something that you want. It's something that you're trying to manifest, and this is a necessary step for that to happen. So please take this opportunity that your guides are giving you and go ahead and take this pause and learn about yourself in this. So it might be boring, but you're kind of doing this as a step to do the things that you want. So again, there's lots of choices here that you can do with the Seven of Cups. And you're kind of deciding like, oh, what's better? But I think you should really work on everything. Work on everything, you'll be fine. You know, everything's fine. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like, you know, you're going back in time. You're looking at all the little seeds that you planted. You're pretty much planting new seeds to kind of start something new as well. So you're looking at a better version of yourself as an outcome of this situation. And that's really good for you, and I think it'll work out really wonderfully for you. So appreciate this. Don't think it's like a punishment in some way, because it's not. And it's a necessary step for you, actually. So let me pull a few closing cards here. Okay, so what did I tell you? Manifest, dream deep, and ask for what you want. This is already something that you're trying to manifest, and it's just a necessary step for you to move forward. So it's not bad. You got North Star. It says hold your ground and shine bright and unwavering. So I also think about the North Node for this in astrology, and that's more of like moving into what you're meant to be in life right now. Moving away from your South Node. So this is a good thing for you because it'll move you into your North Node, and that's what you're meant to do in this life. You got take charge. It says don't wait for the stars to align, reach up and arrange them the way that you want. So in a way, I think this is talking about you changing yourself in a way that you want, and what's good for you and what's meant for you. So please take the time to kind of, you know, learn how to do that. Don't think that, you know, people are against you or your guides are against you. This pause is good for you. This is meant for you. They're actually doing what you're trying to manifest and giving you this pause for a reason. Because, for example, what if you didn't do the healing and they brought the person that you're meant to be with and you mess it up really badly? And then they never want to talk to you again, you know, and then it's like you missed this entire opportunity because you didn't do the healing before you met this person. So how is that helping you in any way? So this pause, take this as a sign to kind of do the hard work so that you can get what you want in your manifestation. So do this work and then pretty much heal what you need to. Learn how to be, you know, in tune with your own higher self, and then things will kind of fall into place there, like a domino effect. So that is it for you, Pile 1. You know, this message is really clear. I hope it kind of helped you in some way. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you got card number 12, Whispers, and card number 25, Manifestation. So what this is kind of telling me at the moment is that something's happening very quietly for you. Like a whisper is very quiet. And manifestation, obviously something that you're manifesting is kind of coming. So I'm feeling like it's coming in slowly for you. Let me pull a few oracle cards to get more information, and maybe that'll tell us a little bit more. Okay. These two kind of fell out, so I'm going to use these. You got thank you. It says gratitude, appreciating what's sustaining you. And then you have the sirens. It says use your voice, expansion, and freedom. So there's some type of need for you to kind of use your voice here and also appreciate what you have. So in some way, in some capacity, that's a way that your relationships are expanding. With using your voice and appreciating what you have, that's going to change the energy of your relationships. So let me try to move everything here and see if everything fits. Okay, I wanted to get one more oracle deck. So let me get a few cards from here. This one kind of fell out, and it talks about self-worth. So there's some type of need for you to build this up. Let's do another. You got differences. There's some type of energy of duality here. So maybe most of you in this pile are in a relationship, and what you're trying to identify here or get an answer to is on how to, be a better version of yourself for your partner, or you're asking the question, is your partner meant for you? So I'm just gonna do this because I kind of feel like this is like two different energies. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull a few cards for this pile and then a few cards for this pile with tarot, and I'll be right back. Okay, pile 2. So you got the Two of Swords, the Chariot, the Page of Swords, and the Nine of Cups for this pile here. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, and Page of Wands for this pile here. Then in the middle I kind of took like a general, like what's the, suggestion for this pile, It's the Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and then the King of Cups. So what I'm kind of gonna tell you now, maybe it doesn't apply for all of you, but if you are in a relationship that has this type of dynamic where your self-worth isn't that great and you're kind of like a quiet, person, and then on the opposite side, if you are with someone who's not really appreciating you, it's meant, you're kind of meant to break up right now because it's not working out. So if they're not treating you right and you're more of like a quiet person who has like low self-worth, you're meant to break up right now because they're not treating you with respect and they're kind of not seeing like what they have in front of them. And it's a time to separate, I think, here, because you don't deserve that. And I think they should find healing in themselves first before they kind of get into a relationship. And I think what you need to do here is kind of find your self-worth. So I think in breaking up you would find that, and you would find that quickly with the Chariot here. So you'll find things that you're passionate about, and you'll learn a lot about yourself emotionally in breaking up with them. If you're more aligned with this pile, you need to kind of learn how to appreciate the other person here. But regardless of the message here, breaking up is the solution. The guides are suggesting that. I already asked. There's a need for you to kind of balance a lot here and learn more about yourself and your passions, and really find stability in your heart, your mind, everything here. So I would encourage, if you're more aligned with this pile, to kind of take the initiative of like breaking up as well, but also learning about yourself and learning how to be a better version of yourself. I don't really think there's an easy way to say any of this, but let's pull a few closing cards. Okay, this is more if you're aligned with this pile. I'll pull a couple. It says courage. It says wish upon a star and release all limiting beliefs. So this is more, the courage to kind of take the initiative. It says limitless. It says know your worth. Again, find your self-worth here, because you are worth more than you think. Now, if you're more aligned with this pile, it says eclipse, celebrate cycles. So I think this is more of like, be careful with the cycles that you're doing, but if it is a good cycle, then make sure you celebrate that. It says inspire. It says there's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. So I think the fire is more aligning with like light energy, and maybe you'll be able to find it a little bit easier if you do kind of learn about yourself. I'm gonna pull one for like the middle type of energy. It says the dark. It says take a moment to sit under the star-speckled sky, listening to crickets and breathing in the cool night air. So the dark, I think, also kind of signifies like a void, and I think the void is also like an ending. So I think that's confirmation that it is time to break up. If this is about family and friends, I would suggest to maybe reevaluate the friendship, but also I think this energy here is more negative. So I think this person here is just negative in a sense of self-worth. But this energy here is more of like, oh, I don't really care too much about this person. So if you're more aligned with this energy, please take the time to heal, you know, in the way that you treat others. If you're aligned with this energy, please take the time to heal in how you treat yourself. But it is time to kind of break up. If this is, you know, the suggestion here of like breaking up is not for you and it's family or friends, then maybe you need to kind of put some space between you and your friends, or you and your family. If it's a friend, maybe reevaluate that friendship. Make sure that you're treating each other both right. It doesn't seem like there's a fixed type of energy here. It's more of like just separate. So I'm not really suggesting like fixing anything here. This is kind of like a darker reading, I guess I would assume. But if this is, you know, most of you, if you're here, then again, this is good for you to kind of break up, because you'll find a better version of yourself that's more confident. And yeah, I'll just end it here. Okay, pile 2. So this is the reading. I hope it helped you in some way. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching.